YouTube stream is going live right now. We are now live. You can't say that. It can't, no, that's not possible. It can't have been 7 years. I was thinking 2018 or 19. Yeah, thank you. I was like, there's no shot that was 2020, because I remember that more clearly. Prime for announcements. When did that happen? Because I remember that. No, you're right. E3 2017. The Switch was 2016? It wasn't 15, was it? Jeez. Okay. Anyway. Let's get gaming, shall we? Switch was 17? Switch on. Oh. Was it later that year? That feels wrong to me. Yeah, Prime 4 first look, Nintendo E3 2017. Fascinating. Well, you know what it is, folks. You know how it goes. Alright, let's crack open a cold one of seltzer with just seltzer. No, it was the best decision of your life. Think of all the randomizers you can play. Being a Metroidvania fan means you are deeply, one second, right back. I got like my frail man. Like, oh my god, I hate it. It is one of the best times in history to be a Metroidvania fan. That's good though. You're making good progress. Metroid Fusion is being worked on for Archipelago right now. Hollow Knight's in Archipelago. There's Randovania if you want to be not in Archipelago. All right, let's do it. Hello, folks of the VODs. I'm Essel, and welcome back to Apollo Justice. We're going in for the trial. Let's get it done. This VOD might be slightly shorter due to the chaos of my personal life right now. Ooh, Symphony of the Night. It's very good, I know. This is it, the big day. Did you get any sleep? I did. Apollo might not have, though. I went to bed at 1 a.m. or so. Oh. How do you wake up? 3 a.m. That's only 2 hours, Apollo. But at least you have me. And Mr. Hat. And the amazing Mr. Hat. I need to watch more carefully to see how Mr. Hat takes her hat. He is looking at you, kid. Honestly, shout out Mr. Hat. Good luck today, Apollo. That voice. Hey. Hey, get any sleep? Mr. Wright. I was going on my mind with boredom, so I saw myself out earlier today. Somehow that place makes fake piano playing the Indochine pop seem almost fun. Yes, Trucy Wright stand men with hats. Daddy, do you know who's Prosecutor Gavin's witnesses today? Take a guess. A little plum? That's sure been thinking of my mom. Nope, guess again. Alita Tiala. That's too bad. You know, speaking of moms, you need to find me a new mommy one of these days, Daddy. It's barely morning and you're at it already, Trucy? Okay, see, this is why I don't buy their father-daughter relationship. So, Mr. Wright, do you know who the prosecutor's witness is? Alita Tiala, your client's fiancée. She's gonna be a witness? That seems odd. Why would she testify against her own fiancé? I have to wonder what Gavin's up to. Something's going down today, that much is clear. I think my theory's correct. Well, not to worry. I got my panties back. If we can't find a killer, I'll pull one out of there. Thank you, Trucy. Very, very reassuring. All right, 10 a.m. District Court. Oh, that's a brutal 8 hours, or 7 hours. Court is now in session for the trial of Walkie Kitaki. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Prosecution's warmed up and it's a sold-out house. Very well, to recap. While yesterday's witness seemed more guilty than any other party, guilty of panty snatching, we did find out one thing for certain. There were 3 people in the park at the time of the murder. The witness, the victim, and the defendants, and a 4th person, the other witness. Correct, Herr Judge. And today I'd like to do something a little new age. I'd like to look at this horrible crime from the outside. The outside? The acquisition of the murder weapon, the preparation for the act, our poor defendant told all, you see. To his betrothed. His betrothed? His fiancée, Herr Judge. His partner for life. No chance for parole. Very well, you may show the lucky lady to the stand. Your name and occupation, Fraulein. Alita Tiala. My occupation is a future wife. Ah, traditional values, I respect that. Too many brides these days can't even weave baskets blindfolded underwater. Right. Yet you're here today as a witness of the prosecution? To be honest, I didn't want to testify at first, but I couldn't hide the truth. Honesty, another admirable trait. Fraulein, is it true that on the day of the crime, the defendant, Wakikitaki, confessed his plans for murder? Yes. The witness will please give her testimony to the court. Here we go, Waki's plan. It was the day that the family health checkup results came back. When Waki found out that Dr. Miraculous had lied, he flew into a rage. I'll teach him, he said. He took one of the family's pistols. And you already know what happened that night. I just don't see how anyone but Waki could have done it. So the pistol did belong to the Kitaki family, then? Yes, with regards to this, an investigation is underway at the Kitaki mansion on charge of the possession of illegal firearms. And the bullet that took the victim's life, was it fired from the pistol the defendant procured? Yes, this has been proven. How can you prove something like that? Bullets carry marks in the barrel that fired them, called rifling marks. Rifling marks? Think of them as being a gun's fingerprint left on every bullet it fires. And when did you first hear about Waki's plan? It was the day of the murder. I should have stopped him. I just didn't think he would actually do it. Very well. The defense may begin the cross-examination. Okay, so first thing I notice. She remains static until I think the 3rd message, and she moved here. No bracelet interaction. Okay. Alright, that was the day of the murder, correct? Yes, everyone in the family received their checkup results that day. When Waki looked at his face went so pale. But of course, he had just found out he had a bullet in his chest. So you were there at the time? Yes, poor Waki. Interesting. He flew into a rage. That must have been, quite frightening. Why are you happy? He was furious. You have to report up into shreds. Incidentally, at the request of the copy to file as evidence, a bothersome chore, but one ever performed without complaints. Waki's at an age where he's hard to control when he loses his temper. Of course, that little bit of instability is so cute. Great, now he sounds like a psychopath. So, is it easy to take a pistol out from the house? Not really, I think. The system in place to limit access. But Waki's a special case, being the next in line. Perhaps his treatment was a bit too special, yeah? Well, maybe he's a bit spoiled. I hear he got amazing presents for his birthdays. Last year was a switchblade made out of chewing gum and a chocolate gravestone. Sounds like he has a taste for sweets and danger. The point here being that Waki had access to a pistol. What happened? Meaning the murder. I tried to stop him, I really did. But Waki wouldn't listen. Our defendant was nothing if not determined, it seems. The last thing you should do is blame yourself, miss. How can you say that for certain? How? Therefore, you will refrain from badgering the Fraulein. It was the defendant, Walkie, was it, who took the pistol from his home. We knew this for a fact now. Suppose we do. And so, how could anyone else have used this pistol to shoot the victim? They could not. Simple logic, yeah? That does seem to be the case. Does the defense have anything else to say regarding this point? Could someone else have used that pistol? I mean, like, yes? I mean, Tiala could have, right? Based on your testimony, there was clearly another. One other person that had access to the pistol. What's this? Interesting. Let's ask the defense then. Tell the court who the other person with access was. Bingo. Well, of course. I mean, you, Ms. Tiala. Me? But why? Notice she's doing this sprite again. This pose. You were quite clear when you told the court. You heard about the pistol from the defendant on the day of the murder. In other words, you knew what he was planning. Let me get this straight. You intend to tell us that this lady stole the pistol from her fiancé and killed a man in cold blood on his behalf. Because she's from the Rivala's gang and is trying to set up Walkie. I've heard of people doing strange things for love, but this, it does seem a bit unfathomable, to be sure. I'm all for the romance and for supporting your partner in life, to be sure. But I think I would hesitate to murder. You think you would hesitate, not that you wouldn't. I don't think you more than hesitate. There it is. But what if a different connection can be proven? A connection between the witness and the victim. We might find she had a personal motive beyond wanting to help her fiancé. That would put things in a slightly different light. What possible connection are you suggesting here? You know what? I'm starting to think he'd consider it, right? Exactly. I'm starting to think the police never looked inside that safe. I have evidence showing a connection between the witness, Ms. Tiala, and the victim. Well, I mean, we got the slippers too, but that's clean. That looks like a medical chart found inside a safe at the Maractus Clinic. I lifted out the court's attention to the names written on the chart. What? Mrs. Tiala, whatever. Why is your name on this chart? She's sweating. We got her. We got her, folks. Well, care to explain the meaning of this, Ms. Tiala? I'm not sure what you mean by meaning, Mr. Justice. Ooh, okay. Our warm little fiancé just froze over. I think my theory is correct. I was on staff at that clinic until half a year ago. It was boring, so I quit. Her demeanor changed immensely. That's all. Is there a problem with that? Ms. Tiala, you testified that you had no connection to the victim. And I don't, now. Now? I quit half a year ago, didn't I? So there's no connection. Let me guess. You're the kind of guy who can't rest until he knows every last detail of his girlfriend's past. Am I right? That's not true at all. I embrace the ones I love, past flaws and all of that. There's no connection now. It doesn't fly in a court of law. Doesn't fly? She's one tough nut. She probably feels right at home with the Katakis because she's from a rival gang. You left your job at the Maractus Clinic, true, but you remain connected somehow. Very well, Mr. Justice. Show us evidence that proves the witness is still connected to the Maractus Clinic. I mean, so we got Therefore, this trail you think you have found, it doesn't lead to the truth, nor to a long career in the legal profession, yeah? Gee, thanks. Why not? It might be nice for a change. Most excellent. Let's rock! You hate to see it. I'll take the usual penalty next time, thanks. Very well, Mr. Justice Dragon. I mean, that's pretty decisive evidence, I think, but... Oh my god. I'm stupid.
Take that!
I'm right. The slipper should have counted. Whatever. These sandals are found in the Maractus Clinic lobby. They're yours, aren't they? Ah. Well, who knows? I'm sure there are tons of people with those sandals. So sorry, Fraulein, but your act isn't working. Your moment of hesitation just now cost you. What's with you? I thought you were on my side. Perhaps you are unaware that toes leave toe prints? A simple analysis of these sandals will reveal all. Yeah, I think that's a little... Because, like, I guess it doesn't prove her connection to the clinic, but it does. They're the clinic slippers. How could she have gotten the slippers? It should count. Well, now we see your true colors. I was wrong to cooperate with you from the beginning. I just wanted you to help get Walkie back on the straight and narrow. Those cool things you need to worry less about Walkie and more about yourself. It sounds as though we need to hear a bit more about your story. Your sandals are found in the entrance of the clinic, which means you went there on the day of the murder. Well, there's little point in denying it. Very well, the witness will tell us about this visit. Why did you go to the Maractus Clinic that day? I did go to the clinic that day, my first time in half a year, since I quit in January. I went to warn him. After all, I knew Walkie had the pistol, so there's this gesture. The doctor always was a timid man, too timid to admit his own mistake. Why else would I have gone? I'm not hiding any dark secrets, says person hiding dark secrets. I wanted to tell him to be careful as an old friend. No. By mistake, you mean the mistake we heard about from the defendant? The botched operation? He was a timid, small man, but I never wished him harm. I just thought I should let him know, you know? That does make sense, yes, but there is still one thing which does not. What's up, Hydra? No audio? No problem. What's that, Prosecutor Gavin? Sandals left in the lobby, of course. We can assume she wore these sandals to the clinic, yeah? Then why did she not wear them home? If it were me, I would have worn them home. Thank you. I would have worn those sandals home too. So, why were the sandals left behind? Ugh, he pointed out the contradiction before me. There's probably a good explanation for this, right, Ms. Tiala? Say, for instance, there happened to be a similar pair of sandals there which you wore home by mistake. Actually, that's right. I'm impressed, Mr. Gavin. Oh, it is nothing. There is, after all, no other possible explanation. Yaw, forehead. Oh, what the? No fair! He's filling the holes in the testimony. Okay, here we go.
Hold it!
Okay. Around what time did you get to the clinic? I don't remember exactly, but it was after 9:30, I think. And that was the first time you contacted Dr. Maractus in half a year. Of course it was. He wasn't the kind of boss you made friends with.
Hold it!
Did you want Dr. Maractus to run away? Well, after I failed to stop Walkie, I thought that that was the only way to avoid the problem. Couldn't you have called? Why go in person? I called several times that evening, but no one was in. The victim was busy driving home till after 9 p.m. that night, remember? This was proven by this mirror yesterday, yeah? I thought if I warned him, he'd run away for sure, knowing the doctor. So that was 9:30 a.m. she went in? You mean the acting malpractice on a Walkie, correct? If he had just told Walkie the truth in the beginning, none of this would have happened. True, that operation was the start of this whole affair. Oh, of course, if he'd told him, he might have been erased by the Katakis much earlier. A disturbing thought. We know that the Maractus Clinic had ties to the Kataki family. He probably couldn't have gone to the police, even if he wanted to. That's why I knew I had to warn him. I'm mashing the bracelet here. No dark secrets, eh? What? Look at me however you want, Miss Joseph. You won't find a thing. She's hiding something, I know it. I must have some evidence that proves it, too. You're free to think whatever you like. I went to that clinic with only one thought in mind. But then you'd be betraying Walkie, wouldn't you? No, I did it for him, for us. So you meant to warn him so that her fiancé would not commit such a crime, yeah? I didn't want to take my Walkie away. There's no way she went to the clinic just to warn him. Do you know why she went to Paula? Trying to figure out what really happened at the clinic and fast. So, the slippers we know... We can't get, like, rifling reads off this, I'm assuming? I mean, that's a pretty specific connection.
Objection!
RIP! Okay. We have been penalized. Quick save here. Alright, folks, we're in the noun-verb dilemma, I think. Well, not quite. I think I'm a bit more lost than noun-verb, actually. Because usually for those who haven't watched my original series about Ace Attorney, we talked a lot about the noun-verb problem, noun-verb being adventure game terminology. In that, in this type of game, visual novels or adventure games, right, like stuff like, you know, Monkey Island or whatever, you often have nouns, which is to say stuff in your inventory, and verbs, which is different actions to take with that stuff. And in Ace Attorney, I find there's often an inherent difficulty in figuring out what the game wants from us. Because I can like articulate out loud what I think the reality is. But if we can't get the game to recognize, well, if we don't have a way to communicate that the way the game wants it. Like last time, I think the slippers were a reasonable thing to bring up. That's one coherent statement. Talk about the slippers and the sandals, you know. The slippers and the sandals all at once, right? But here we have to have, you know, a noun and a verb. And in this case, the verbs are like when you apply a present evidence or what have you. So here too, like, we want to get to the point of talking about her being at the crime scene wearing Miraculous Clinic slippers, which should have masked her shoe prints, right? But the game's not there yet, I don't think. And so that's the hard part right now. Too timid to admit his own mistake? Did we not loop yet? I thought we did this. Yeah, we did this, right? She went to the clinic. We could present the sandals here, I guess. I went to warn him. No, you went to get the slippers?
Objection!
I think I'm stuck on the slippers. I'm gonna reset to save us some HP here. Yeah. So the problem is, right now, I don't feel I mean, we could just say she came to get the chart. Maybe we'll just do that.
Objection!
Overthought it. This chart was found inside a safe in the doctor's office. Yes. Why would this one chart be in that safe? Sorry, I thought we had moved past this already. Ms. Tiala, you know why it was, don't you? Mind filling me in? Dr. Miraculous didn't have the leisure of making mistakes. That's why he wrote up a false report and kept the truth locked away. Bad hair doctor. And this is where you come in, Ms. Tiala. The nurse who fired this chart was you, which means you knew about Walkie's failed operation. Interesting. You were in the same position as Dr. Miraculous. Kinda makes it hard to claim no connection, doesn't it? You're bold for a novice, I'll give you that. Mr. Justice, you must know I was only a nurse. The doctor is responsible for the chart's contents. This chart business seems to be quite important. Please amend your testimony accordingly. Too bad, little attorney. Oh, here we go. I can't stop thinking about that image you posted last night, Ozzy, with Apollo's eyes like bulging out. It's like that one SpongeBob clip where it's like, Patrick, what are you doing? I'm focusing. My bracelet's reacting again. What is it, Apollo? What is it, boy? It's really good. It's a little bit of a the world moment. Apollo is the next holder of the world? Your bracelet, just like yesterday, like you said. When a witness is unsure, so the nervous habit gives them away. But I can't see anything, Apollo. Eh? Then what's my bracelet reacting to? Wait, maybe... Yes, that has to be it. Hey, that's awesome, Hydra. Your senses, Apollo, they must be sharper than mine. Huh? I can't see it, but you can sense it. I don't know about that, Tracy. I don't have some kind of special power or anything yet. Listen to me, Apollo. There's a weak point somewhere in Ms. Tiala's testimony, but we don't know what her nervous habit is. Well, what do we do? Apollo is a star Platinum's eyes, but as epitaph. Sure. Yeah. Okay. You have to perceive it yourself, Apollo. With your eyes and your senses. Then it's up to me and my bracelet. I don't know why, but the bracelet helps. Somehow touching it helps me focus. Let's give it a shot and bring down that testimony. Oh, the speed up. Yep, there it is. Okay.
Gotcha!
God, the shadow realm effect is so good. Why go to the clinic for a half-year-old chart now, you ask? But you know why you would go now, don't you? I don't know what you're talking about. It was quite clear, Ms. TL, you have a nervous habit. The moment you said the word now, you used your right thumb to fiddle with your ring. What? She was unsure. I saw it. Now. That's the key word. The chart wasn't a part of your past. It was a clear and present threat. That's ridiculous. Why, if that were the case, I would have had 6 months to do something about it. Indeed. Eh? Which means something happened quite recently. Something to make that chart a problem for you now. I've got on the ropes now. I can feel it. Time to strike the killing blow. With evidence. Ms. Tiala, there's no use trying to hide it. The chart became a threat to you now because of this. I'm gonna guess it's the bullet. Oh, the Eldritch Spiral from the last fight of DMC3. Interesting. I was thinking maybe a little bit of Gigias. Gigas? Is it Gigias or Gigias? You know, from Earthbound, the game I haven't played yet. Walkie's checkup report. Let's go! I understood the assignment finally. A health checkup report belonging to the defendants. The Katakis are trying to get out of the business. The health checkup this month was their first ever. What did you think when you heard about this? Oh, nothing. Why should I think anything? Gygus? Okay. I would think you were positively beside yourself because you were afraid. You knew what Walkie's check as chest x-ray would reveal. Ugh. A full half year had passed since the operation. You thought you were home free. And the chart came back to haunt you. Eek. Mind crush. Hit her with the mind crush, apparently. Speaking of the Shadow Realm. We're literally getting the full blast of Yu-Gi-Oh! Visual effects. That's all, Your Honor. Remember when the Pharaoh used to mind crush people? That was weird. I think, does he just kill them in the original? I think he might just kill them. What just happened? Did the witness just admit to lying? I sensed this. There was a great aura emanating from her forehead. Are we gonna start the power scale Ace Attorney? Is that what's happening right now? We're getting auras? Very cool. The one pet peeve I have so far, I don't think this is an actual problem. I don't like that Apollo calls out the habit. I think that's lame. I think it's much more fun if he doesn't tell them the habit. So the lady was lying, it seems. That's correct. True, true. She said she had no connection to the Miraculous Clinic, but her connection was deep indeed, a bit too deep. If the Katakis got a hold of this chart with her name, she'd be finished. Isn't that right, Ms. Tiala? You guessed it. I better keep my ass in this office or I'm finished. Funniest meme I've ever seen in my life. Order, order! I did it, I broke her testimony. Amazing, Apollo. I didn't see it at all. Daddy was right about you. Wait. Ms. T, it's true. That chart was bad news for me. That's why I went to meet the doctor that day. That's all. I told him about walking and went home. It appears this cross-examination is far from over. What? She hid the truth from us, this is clear, yet it is not clear this truth has anything to do with the case at hand. Very well, the witness will add this to her testimony, and we'll have a bit more cross-examination. Ugh, we're so close. You're still close. Keep on her, Apollo. Nothing happened at all. I warned him and left. Hold it. How did Dr. Maracus respond to the warning? Oh, he was quite surprised, panicky even. Who wouldn't be scared to learn that Kentucky was after them? Yeah, that's fair enough. I'm kind of expecting to find something out about it, but hey, good stuff. Incidentally, this court is not afraid of any mobsters. Why, we had a life-threatening situation just yesterday, right here in this courtroom. Yeah, real impressed with the way you set up the attack and met the amazing Mr. Hat, sir. After which I carried you back to your chambers. Sounded like the judge had quite a fright. Nothing happened in Dr. Maracus' office that day, huh? But what about nothing happened? Speaking of One Piece, what about mess we found? Something definitely happened in that office, Apollo. I know, but we can't prove when it happened. Nor that Alita Tiala was in any way involved. Well, let's try putting some evidence up anyway. There's no way she went to that clinic just to warn him. You know why she went, Apollo? It's time to figure out what really happened at that clinic and fast. We have no proof that this happens that day. And we can prove those that she wore the slippers. I don't think we can prove they were related to the visit at all, though. I don't think this proves anything, you know?
Hold it!
Alright, let's see, I mean...
Objection!
Yeah, I figured not. Alright, let's try presenting the bullet too.
Objection!
Really? Why can we prove the bullet but not the lamp? Because I genuinely don't know. You say nothing happened in the office. I disagree. Take a look at this. What's that? It looks like a squished up ball of clay. Kind of like you, actually. This bullet was found in the Maracus Clinic office. Something did happen in that office, Miss Tiala.
Objection!
Enough of this joking around. The police investigated that clinic.
Objection!
This was stuck inside the doctor's safe. Inside the safe? I guess the police didn't check that far.
Objection!
But there's a problem. How can you say that bullet was fired on that day? That's what I'm trying to say! This I'm a little annoyed with.
Objection!
Let's find out, I guess. Weren't you going to explain rifling marks to us? The pistol was taken from the Kitaki mansion that day. Well, we don't know that, though. If the marks on this bullet match the murder weapon, then that proves a firearm was discharged in the office on the day of the murder. Not bad, hair forehead. Bailiff, have this bullet analyzed immediately. Okay, that's annoying. Because, like, as far as stuff we could prove before this dialogue, we can prove the bullet and the lamp the same degree, which is to say likely related, but not necessarily related. If we have this as an option, all I'm saying is I would have preferred the rifling thing to be handled via the examine menu, like via the 3D spin menu, I think. Because this feels frustrating that we had to present it without definitive evidence here and then to backtrack from there. "30 minutes later, a report arrives. The rifling marks on both bullets are identical." Well, it seems as though the bullet in the safe was fired from the murder weapon. Perhaps the defense would like to state their position? The bullet in that safe proves one fact. A pistol was fired in that office on that day. And at the time of the firing, the safe was open. The safe which contained the top secret chart. Do you think someone was threatening Dr. Maractus in order to open the safe? Only one person was in a position to do such a thing. Our witness, Alita Tiala. Order! 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 Mr. Justice, where are you going with this? Are you accusing the witness? Alita Tiala knew about Waki Tiktaki's botched operation. She got engaged in without telling him about it. As long as that bullet remained in his chest, his days were numbered. What if she married him and the bullet finally reached its destination? What? That reminds me. Apparently, the Kitakis have been asserting themselves in lawful business practices. Okay, interesting. They're making quite a great deal of money, a fortune, if you will. The fairies. Yeah, like yeah, no, which makes sense. But I'm saying, all I'm saying is, like, I think it was related. Like to me, like, that rifling question feels the exact same as fingerprint dusting, which we do from the menus. Like, we did the toe prints from this menu, right? Or did we not? Oh, maybe we didn't. Did we always do prints with Emma? No, we got the prints first, right? All I'm saying is I would have liked to have, like, noted the rifling marks first, so we'd have that, like, at least, like, in the record. Even if it was just, like, visible rifling marks, I would have felt better about it. But there's no, like, as it stands, I think logically, the lamp and the bullet were equivalent going into that statement. Afterward, of course, they're very distinct. Does she plan to marry when she get her hands on this fortune? You keep talking trash about my Alita, and I'll sue you, lawyer man. Huh? Me? Yeah, you said you'd abuse my Alita. I think you mean accuse. Same difference. Well, you can't have her. She's mine. It was me. I shot the doctor. Me. He left me to die, so let's him to die too. They're in that park. Waki. Just cool down a second, okay? You keep your hands off my Alita, or I'll... Ms. Tiala? Yeah, like, I think except for some stuff like this was like my only complaint so far with the mechanical elements of the story here. The mechanical elements of the story have been very strong so far. I'm sorry, it's been so long since I've laughed so hard. Something funny? Waki. Wake up and smell reality. Alita baby? The signature on the chart, the engagement, I mean, come on, it's so obvious. Even for a brainless, spoiled brat such as yourself. I can hear. I can fight. Welcome in, Hydra. Your honesty is like a breath of fresh air, Fraulein. Hey, I wasn't getting out of this clean anyway. So the family fortune is what you're really after. That's right, I wanted the money. No way, that's whack. I ain't trying to hear that. Should have done the money earlier. Oh well. By the way, can I ask you a question? Who, me? I believe you're going to abuse me. Accuse. Of what crime, might I ask? Huh? Oh, I'm a bad girl. Sure, I got close to that brat because I wanted his money. But he was the one with the pistol. He could have fired the safe after I'd already left the clinic. What? I would never do a thing like that. It was definitely that silly brat. Wait, but... What are you talking about? Trucy? You had the most to lose if that chart was found. But I didn't have a pistol now, did I? Well, you could have taken walkies. You'd think he'd have mentioned that. No, all I've heard him say is it was me, I shot him. That's not because he's trying to protect you. Sorry to intrude in this lovely conversation. But the two of you are forgetting one critical point. What point? Certainly the Fraulein wanted that chart. You assume she threatened the doctor into opening that safe, but then... Wouldn't she have taken the chart? Oh. You see? That chart wouldn't have been less than that safe. Ugh. He's right. Ms. Tiala, yes? It is clear to this court that you are not a very good fiancé. Oh, I'm flattered. Perhaps it's time you told us the truth. Tell us about yourselves, including your actions and whereabouts on that day. Don't forget, you proved that you were at the Miraculous Clinic on the day of the crime. Judge is very funny. Here we go. Yes, I went to the clinic that day to speak to the doctor. I wanted that chart, but I failed to get it, so I went back to the clinic later. In any case, I didn't shoot him. You don't need to prove us with a pistol, do you? And that brat was spotted in the park at the moment of the crime. Frankly, I don't think it matters if Dr. Miraculous was shot in the temple or not. You went back later? That chart was dangerous, you understand, and I needed to get rid of it. That's why I went that day. But you couldn't get the chart then, could you? And later that night, Dr. Miraculous was shot. I heard about the shooting. I waited a day, but then I had to go back. No easy feat with the cops all over the place. Ah, that was you? The burglar. So you were the burglar. That was you two? If only I had one more minute. Then I could open that safe and gotten the chart. What? That's trespassing, and brazen at that! Oh, is this a trial for trespassing now? Besides, you can't blame a girl for wanting to protect herself. They are gangsters, you know. In any case, Mr. Justice, your cross-examination. Admitting the little crime to avoid the big one, eh? Alright, let's see what's up. Why that day? That brat was uncontrollable. He was ready to kill. And that would bring in the police. And that chart would become evidence, and I'd be hung out to dry. But the police didn't check the safe, did they? Well, they thought the crime scene was in the park. I'll make sure the responsible parties feel the heat. Such sloppiness will be tolerated, you know? I'm kind of thankful for that sloppiness myself, actually. She's okay so far. She's not especially interesting. I think if we get the reveal that she's with the Rivalas, that'll be more fun, at least. Or if she actually likes Walkie underneath all of this. Those would be good bits to do here. Later, when I heard what happened, well, I was too scared to do anything. I guess, yeah, because like she's like I think more than bargaining than Dahlia. Like Dahlia is like they did a good job with Dahlia, making her feel like truly like she has an aura about her. Alita has no aura. Dahlia's got a stand. By contrast. So I waited until the day after. The 16th, was it? Of course, you and that meddling kid had to get in my way. But why did Dr. Marak just keep that chart around? It was clearly dangerous for him. He could have burned it. Because he's a coward. Chart was his insurance. Insurance? My signature on that chart, to be more specific. That made sure I couldn't betray him.
Hold it!
I don't know about Jotaro specifically. I mean, she was great. But you could have stolen it. Could have? Is this some new definition of proof? Well, ask Waki, he'll tell us. Might that remind you that this is a cross-examination? You might want to keep your baseless theories to yourself. Ugh. He's right, isn't he? That brat was spotted in the park at the moment of the crime.
Hold it!
Yeah, but what? You have nothing to say. This case is over. It was over the moment that brat was seen in the park. What's the point in dragging it out any further? No comment from the judge.
Hold it!
The doctor was shot in the right temple, yes? So it seems. Let's review the facts again, shall we? Here we go. If the killer shot from this location, the bullet would have struck our victim square in the forehead. However, the entry wounds was in the right temple. Yes, we read testimony on this yesterday. At the time of the shooting, the witness was standing here. I have to say, between right and walkie, the W has been so confusing. Just before the gun was fired, he shouted. The victim turned his head to look and was shot. No, that's not what happened. The testimony was proven to be a lie. Our egregious panty snatcher, Mr. Stickler, did witness the crime, but he was standing to the north, next to the trash can, where he saw the panties. If Mr. Stickler shouted from this location, the bullet couldn't have hit his right temple. Silly, silly attorney. What? Do you remember what you had for breakfast that morning? Do you remember, Trucy? I always have a glass of milk for breakfast. That's it! What matters is one thing. The doctor was shot in his right temple. If that's the case, there can only be one explanation. The panties guy was mistaken.
Objection!
But his location was proven. You can't write that off as him being mistaken.
Objection!
Then why don't you show us her forehead? Show you what? Must I explain everything? Very well, let's recap. If the witness, Panty's guy, was standing to the north, then where was the shooter standing? From what location did the killer shoot the victim? But wait, the witness was standing there. How could anyone shoot the victim in the right temple? I merely have the facts for us. It is up to the one possessing the shiny forehead to show us. If you can, that is. Walkie-talkie was standing at the killer mark. We'll just stick with the witness mark, and of course, Palmaractus with the victim mark. Let's see what the defense has to say. Where was the killer standing when they shot the victim? Can't have shot through the stand, right? No. I don't know, actually. Hold on, folks. I'm getting a little on the sleepy side. Be right back. I will stand up for a second to refresh my legs and energy, and I'll be right back. Enjoy this tension music. Thank you for the points, Ozzy. Oh my goodness. And welcome back. While I was gone, Ozzy offered the points gods 10,000 points, which is a lot of points. Thank you for the points donation. It'll go to RNG. All right, so here's the question. Killer standing at the witness mark doesn't make sense. We know that Stickler was standing there. We proved it pretty much beyond a doubt. The killer mark does not look good for our boy and doesn't really corroborate the story. The problem is, the way this is set up, we have another footprint, right? It's adjacent to the truck. The problem is, so true, Hydra, thank you. I'm looking forward to it. We should do some other point redemptions soon too. We'll figure out some other point stuff. Where's my list of stream ideas? There it is. Add that. One thing I've seen actually a few randomizer streamers do, which, you know, we're not doing these days, is viewer submitted rando seeds, and that could be fun. If a little dangerous. I'm not that good yet at anything really. Anyway, I'm feeling someplace else. With the facts stand now, we can't explain this crime without contradicting ourselves at some points, but I know why. The real killer shot from an entirely different location. What are you talking about? I don't see another place. Wait, for what, Hydra? Apparently Mr. Justice does. Well, let's hear it. Where in the park did the killer shoot the victim from? It's time to raise the roof and the stakes. Oh god. Eh? Penalties are such frightening things, don't you think? But what if they were a bit more terrifying? Oh yes. It would be, I think, a fun time, if a little scary. Like so. Double penalty! Their forehead wishes to take us in a new direction? Then he must be ready for the challenges ahead. Challenge accepted. It's justice time. Are you sure, Apollo? The key is the witness, Mr. Stickler's testimony. If we believe that, we know where he stood. The victim turned when he shouted. There's only one place the killer could have been. Oh god. So it's the noodle truck. Which, you know, she loses her sandal here. That kind of works out. She in the noodle truck? That'd be crazy. She was in the noodle truck.
Take that!
I believe we all owe a debt of gratitude to Miss Alita Tiala. What do you mean? Thanks to you, we had a chance to review the crime. And this time we were prepared. We know that Wesley Stickler was telling the truth. Oh, I just connected the dots. I just connected the dots. Wait, that's why the bowls were emptied into the clinic. Where's... Oh my god. We should have listened to him from the beginning. Wesley Stickler was standing next to the trash can when he saw the two men. Yes. That's why they emptied the bowls out. Oh, right, we do have Pepe Soldia, right? Sorry. I forgot. We also have Pepe Soldia. Nonsense Danganronpa, I think. This one's also like... There we go. I like weirdly positioned. He shouted just as he told us in testimony. We can't use all of our, we can't use all of our Danganronpa assets though, because most of them are, or some of them are spoilery. At least one of them was. Oh, this one's good. I forgot about this one. That was a good one too. No spoilers. But a shot was fired. The victim was hit in the right temple. Oh no. Oh yes. I know, same. I know. I'm so excited. Which direction was his right temple facing at that moment? That's right, toward the noodle stand. Order, order, order. In fairness, the Mukuro Ikusaba bit does hit like mid game. It's not a deep spoiler, and it's also not really a spoiler because that's just plot development. So you're saying the killer was inside the noodle stand? Let's think about this a bit more, shall we? You say the killer was inside the noodle stand, which would mean that the victim of Dr. Miraculous came to the park, revealing his own murder in the cart behind him. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. I think you notice if you're pulling someone along. There is something we should worry about before that. Why was he pulling the noodle stand in the first place? Let's deal with our problems one at a time, shall we? Someone was hiding in the stand. We have not come this far to talk about possibilities. Let's talk about proof, baby. Show us evidence that proves someone was in that stand. Can I prove that? I don't really have evidence that somebody was in the stand, I don't think. So true. Another, you saw the Steel Samurai on camera. I think we're gonna give it a well, too bad. You don't get proof that someone was in the stand, but you do get proof that she was on the scene. I don't know that we got it. I'm a little nervous about committing to the, Here's the thing, saying no in an Ace Attorney, I think this is better, by the way, translation-wise. Well, too bad sounds more affirmative. Usually the, I don't have it, actually, which can turn out to be positive. It can turn out to be the right play. Well, too bad. Kidding, just kidding, okay. I got it. Whew, close one. Okay. I mean, we got the slippers, right? That's all we really got. Okay. The Maractus Clinic, and they're covered with paper. But like, regardless of how it panned out, I felt safer clicking on that because it felt like a, you know, like a, yeah, no. Because on occasion, I believe in the original trilogy, we also got an occasional no, and here's why we don't need to show you that, which is not always clear. And they're covered with paint. These slippers were found in a trash can at the crime scene. And a single slipper print was found at the scene right next to the noodle stand. Ugh. Oh, and Ms. Tiala, your toe print was found in the left slipper. Ugh. In other words, this is proof you were inside that noodle stand. It doesn't prove that you were inside, it proves she was next to it. Yep, there was only one slipper mark found at the scene. Can this be called a footprint in good faith? Observe the diagram. Incredible phrase. Observe. Observe the diagram. A park pathway runs right next to the market. A slipper wouldn't leave a trace on a cobblestone path.
Objection!
Yet you still cannot say this is a footprint, yeah? I'm just pulling out all the assets this evening. Want a real jump scare? Observe the diagram. What is this? Observe the diagram. I love keeping random images in here just in case. Just in case. God, the stupid jar. I do still have Revolver Ocelot. I also have the 2 redacted assets from Danganronpa. Anyway, thank you. Thank you. It's important. Let's see if I have anything else. I don't think so, though. Anyway. You have an impression left by a single slipper. What if it was on the stand and simply fell to the ground? That's just dumb. One more thing. Your stand's typically cluttered with the tools of the noodle-making trade. There's no room for a person to ride in there. You have a point. Could someone have hidden in the stands? Apollo, I think I may be onto something. I think I figured out one piece of evidence. In order to make room in the stands, something would have to be... Well, Mr. Justice, do you have proof that someone could have hidden in the stand? I can prove one thing. Someone did scheme to clear space in that stand. Noodle bowls, I think. Yeah, it's gotta be it. This is a noodle bowl from the stolen L Dunes Noodles noodle stand. Yes, and what about it? We discovered a large quantity of these bowls yesterday in the lobby of the Maractus Clinic. I knew that he was gonna say the lobby! I was on the case. Got the observation hockey flowing right now. A large quantity of noodle bowls in the victim's clinic? Your next line is, Mr. Eldoon was very clear about those bowls. Well, I don't care who did it. Without that stand, I'm finished. All my noodle bowls were in there, too. Yet the bowls were removed. That night, there was space inside the noodle stand. Space created at the Maractus Clinic, no less. Right around the time that you were there, Ms. Alita Tiala. Stop! I won't listen to any more of these wild fantasies. No, not fantasies. They're worse lies, not spoiled brats' pickup lines. I would like to run the witness of her current status. This court does not consider you entirely innocent. Show me innocent, I'll show you a fairy tale. In any case, the defense has somehow made its point. The witness had both a motive and an opportunity to kill Dr. Maractus. More fairy tale. This whole trial's a fairy tale. Then police pulled us back down to reality, Ms. Tiala. I'm giving you one last chance to explain yourself. This is it. Why was Dr. Maractus pulling the stand that night? And what was Alita Tiala doing inside it? Time to get to the bottom of this case. Oh my god, it's all coming together. It's all coming together. That night, I went to ask Dr. Maractus for the charts. I had no intention of ever letting that chart fall into the Kentucky family's hands. But Dr. Maractus didn't understand. For some reason, he thought the Katakis had sent me. So I gave one home. All I did was talk to him. You knew about the botched operation, so you tried to get rid of the chart to save yourself. I won't make excuses. And I did warn the good doctor. I gave him a chance. I told him that Brat got his health checkup report, and that he was coming to settle the score. I see. Very well, Mr. Justice, begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. This is the last testimony. Either I perceive the truth or it's over. I will not play Reach Out to the Truth because it will get us content claimed. But just... I should get a soundboard. Which, like, I want like just a Reach Out to the Truth cut on either end. Should get a soundboard. Yeah. They can't claim that. That night I went to ask Dr. Maractus for the chart. Perceived. Get perceived, idiot. Oh, hold on. She was doing it. Okay. Yeah, just the now I. I swear I saw her move. I guess not. Oh, it's on exiting the menu? That's weird. Okay. I had no intention of ever letting that chart fall into the Taki family's hands. Oh, habits on repeat? I see. Okay. Yo, what's up, Couch? Welcome in. So you did go to steal that chart. Were you listening? I said I asked him for it. The victim was a man in good health. I don't see how she could have coerced him. True, it would have been impossible without a pistol. But what if she did have a pistol? I'll admit I wanted the chart. That much is true. My reason was simple. It certainly would have put a damper on your wedding plans, I'd say. Not only that, if the Katakis had gotten that chart, I'd probably be with Dr. Maractus now pulling that great noodle stand in the sky. It seems our witness was in the fix as well. Who would want to die pulling a noodle stand? When I die, it'll be a disappear mysteriously in the middle of a magic act. That's deeply ominous, Trucy. Could it be a little less morbid, please? So you see, I needed that chart. But Dr. Maractus didn't understand. He didn't wait. He didn't understand? Understand? He wouldn't listen to a word I was saying. The moment he saw me, he started to tremble. I thought, what a sad excuse for a man. Please don't spell that anymore, it's creepy. It's practically delusional. For some reason, I thought the Kataki said sent to me. They sent you? He thought the Katakis had sent me to get the chart. It makes some sense. You are their son's fiancé. Tell me he left. The Katakis send me. They don't play that way. If they'd known about that... Wait. When they see a pyramid? Like from... Okay, hold on. Yes. No, you're right. You're right. Wait, what is that, that tone tag, by the way, or whatever that is? I only know, like, 2 of those. If they'd known about that chart, they would have gone in there with guns blazing. But I couldn't convince the child of the Dr. Wait. Pause it. Like, oh, like affectionate, I see. Like parentheses affectionate type beat. But I couldn't convince the term doctor otherwise. So I gave him one home. All I did was talk to him. Okay, over. Thank you. Now I understand. Noted. That was really all that happened. What were all those noodle bowls doing there? How should I know? There weren't any bowls when I went, I know that much. Why don't you like being a good look for your killer someplace else, alright? I picked uncertainty there? Last chance, alright. I Paula, anywhere from your bracelet? Yeah, actually. I'll have to respond. I couldn't see a thing. It's up to you, Paula. Time to perceive the truth. Here comes justice. Just perceive the truth. Is that twitching a thing? Oh, the scarf. Yeah. This is much better. I love trying to find the, the habits. Yep. Fidgeting with the scarf. All I did was talk and lie. What? Show me proof. I'm pretty sure about this one. I'm getting the hang of this. A little slip in confidence and they give it all away. The proof is you, Miss Tiala. All I did was talk to him and you claim, yet you can't hide your unnervous twitch when you say those words. My twitch? What are you talking about? How about a scratch in the area of your neck around the edge of your scarf? What? What? This is working better than I'd hoped. Her unconscious actions tell the truth she won't say. Habits and lies, 2 dots. Connect the dots and find the truth. Don't look at me like that. I told you the truth. Seems when you recall what really happened in that office. You can't keep your hands off your neck, can you? It seems that nervous habits are unconscious reactions that manifest when someone's trying to hide something. My Twitch, I only stream on YouTube, thank you very much. No, she definitely streams on Instagram. You can't hide behind your scarf, Miss Tiala. Something happened between you and the victim in the Miraculous Clinic office. And I've got proof that shows exactly what happened. I mean... What's that? You're touching your scarf again. So one prediction I have, this whole habit reading thing, if our final episode here is about like a very hardened sort of master criminal, they won't have a tell, or the tell will be very subtle, and that's going to be really fun. Like after getting a few of these in a row of like people getting like finding habits and getting better and more confident about finding habits, going up against somebody who does not have a twitch until like we start breaking them, that's going to be sick. Because we'll probably catch them in like the second or third round of the case, but the first round they're going to be iron, and that's going to be sick. The bulb is broken and there's a red splotch in the cord. Seeing how you hide your neck, I think I can come up with a plausible explanation for the lamp's state. Well, spit it out. This talking in circles nonsense is killing me. Very well. The answer is very simple. Miss Alita Tiala, please remove your scarf. Eek! We got her. Send her to the Shadow Realm. Post haste. This is a trial to determine what happened in the park, yet we seem to have drifted off target. We'll find out soon enough if we're drifting, as soon as the witness removes her scarf. I won't do it. This is insane. I'm an unrelated third party. You can't order me to remove my clothing. Ms. Tiala, I'm afraid you've forgotten what's already been proven. But you're hardly unrelated. Please remove your scarf. No. No! Either she has a Rivala's tattoo, or she was, like, severely injured. So I was right, wasn't I, Miss Alita Tiala? Whoa! Your neck. That isn't what I think it is. From the cable? Something did happen that night at the Miraculous Clinic. You need to get that chart back no matter what it took, even if you had to steal your fiancé's pistol to do it. But wait, looking at this lamp and the witness's neck... It looks like the very opposite happened. Exactly. The victim in the clinic that night was this witness, specifically. You tried to threaten Dr. Mirax and he attacked you. Oh. That's what happened that night at the Miraculous Clinic. Ugh. Oh, excellent. Oh. Redead scream.mp3. We did couch, yeah. Order, order, order. Will someone please tell me what really happened? I told you the truth already. I went to the clinic that night to warn Dr. Maractus. That gangster knows everything. He's coming for you. Well, looks like my clinic's seen this last patient, so we have to get rid of that. We have to get rid of that chart. Quick, open your safe. Give it to me. So you can save your own skin? What? I know what you're up to. You want in with the family, and if they see that chart, you're finished. Leaving me holding the short straw. If I'm going down, I'll want some company. You. And what happened next? He jumped at me and knocked me to the floor. Then he took that cord. Oh my god. Pal Maractus was serious. Deadly serious. He really tried to strangle me. I must have blacked out. Whoa. So you were the victim? And the red splotch on the cord was your lipstick. I didn't want to remember that night, so that's why I didn't bring it up. There. Are you happy now? I was out cold, almost killed, and you claim I then snuck into that noodle stand? But how could I? Ugh. Well, one thing is clear. We now know what really happened at the Maractus Clinic. And it would seem that our victim was not entirely without blame himself. I am sorry. I get so nervous just thinking of it. It's hard to breathe. Don't believe her lies. Don't believe her lies. I've told you everything. Can I go home now? You bear some responsibility for events that day, true, yet if you were also a victim, this court would owe you some sympathy. Well, Mr. Justice, I believe this clears up the remaining questions for Miss Tiala. When did this happen? Suddenly everyone's sympathizing with her. I don't think anymore, Apollo. I mean, is that it? Do we know everything we need to know about Miss Tiala? No. Very well. This finishes the cross-examination of this...
Objection!
Thank you. Gavin cut in? Not so fast. This party's just getting started. Now we rock. He's got immense Dante from Devil May Cry vibes. What? Those spikes in your head are softer than they look. Or do you not have the stomach to go all the way? This is just getting crazy. This is no longer crazy. This is no longer crazy. Dante, have you solved this depression? Yes. Pal Maractus choked Alita Tiala. She fell unconscious, but what happened next? He's right. There is more we don't know, but she was choked hard to leave that mark. She could have been out for a while. Even still, what if it was her in that noodle stand? Alita Tiala half dead. Dr. Maractus pulling the... Oh, he was trying to hide the body. And a bullet fired from inside the noodle stand. What if it's all true? You might have already figured out what truly happened that night. Oh, duh. I didn't connect that last bit. If Maractus thinks she's dead, throws her in the stand to hide the body... Ms. Alita Tiala, as you can see, we're not through with you just yet. Do you really want to blame me for this murder, don't you? You too, Prosecutor Gavin. Me, Fraulein, I only wish to know the truth. The what? The what? Well, let's go back where we learned up until now. On the day of the murder, Walkie saw his checkup report, from which he learned about the bullets still inside him. So he took a pistol from the family stash with the intent to get Dr. Maractus some of his own medicine. And Ms. Tiala heard about this from Walkie, so she went to the Maractus clinic ahead of him in order to get rid of the chart with her signature. But then something happened. Yes. Sounds like you figured it all out, but remember, I was the victim. I was out cold. But what about Dr. Maractus? That does seem to be the problem. He had just strangled Alita Tiala, perhaps he thought, to death. What did he do after this crime? I was just knocked out, not dead. On the state of his clinic and the scene of the park, I think it's clear what the good doctor did next. Well, Herr Forehead, care to guess? Well, Mr. Justice, what did Dr. Maragdus do? Maybe he did think he killed Lolita Tiala. Do I have evidence to show what he did next? Oh, do I? I mean, I kind of want to give him the noodle stand. Or the slippers. Maybe the slipper fell out of the noodle stand. Oh my god. Oh my god. What, this smile? Okay, so now we're getting the noun verb problem. Because, like, I know what I'm trying to say. Unless it's the mirror. Oh, if that's why he was flooring it? Rip. Oh, God. When was the last save? No! Yeah, I know. This is frustrating because, like, we know what's happening. We just have to figure out what to... We have to figure out how to tell the game that I know what to do. Basically. Okay, it was I overcomplicated it again. As his next move, Dr. Maragdus stole Guy Eldoon's noodle stand. What, killing me disturbed him that much? So much he randomly stole a noodle stand? It wasn't so random. Remember all the bowls in the clinic's foyer. Bowls that belonged inside the stand? I think it's pretty obvious, don't you? That stand was at the clinic. However, the question is, why did he remove the bowls? Maybe because the stand was heavy? Or he wanted to put something in the stand in their place? Ah, wait, you don't mean... I do. Dr. Maragdus did replace those bowls with something. Your corpse, Ms. Tiala. My corpse? Dr. Maragdus panicked. He thought he'd killed you. His next move would be to dispose of the body. That's crazy talk. You're all crazy. Then let's think about it, logically. The doctor had a place to dispose of you in mind, but on his way there, who should he run into but the defendant, Waki Kata? I question your logic. What's this, Prosecutor Gavin? The park is a dead end, and why would he head in that direction to begin with? That's right, he had no reason to go there. Oh, now I get it, it was a trick. That spoiled brat made him do it. He made the doctor steal the stand. Tell me, why would someone go to a dead end? Unless the park was his destination. What? The river. Apparently the defense has an idea. Tell us where Dr. Maragdus was heading with the stand. Here, please show us on this diagram. So where exactly was the victim dragging that stand? I'm thinking the river. There's a river that I noted. It was an interactable. That's a river. Yes, Your Honor. I scarcely need to explain why. A perfect place to dispose of a body. So you want to throw me into that river? Didn't have any other options for all I believe this clears up all the remaining questions. Victim pulling the stand, the defendant before him. And inside the stand, you, Miss Lolita Tiala. Ugh. And then the denouement. Wesley Stickler of panty snatching fame. Yes, I think it's really good characterization for Clavier. I really like that. It makes him a very interesting person and very distinct from Edgeworth, who was extremely about the dub. Clavier so far feels like somebody who cares about the style and seems to maybe genuinely care about the truth more than at least early Edgeworth did. Late Edgeworth, later in the trilogy, did start to get that, like, I care about the truth above all else sentiment going on. Seeing the two men, he shouts in that instance. The 3D, let's go. Oh my god. Huge. So I shot him. Edgeworth, Franny, and Gedalia. Yep, Clavier's just doing his job so far, at least, we'll say. You were the only one who could have stolen Walkie's pistol. I guess maybe it's important to have Gavin here contrast Phoenix, who right now we suspect forged evidence. So having Clavier be a very smooth operator, but playing by the book, might help as a foil later on. It had to be you. Well, Ms. Tiala? Huh. Nice work. You mean I'm right? I mean, you've done a fine job reading up a story to get that spoiled brat off the hook. You're the one who's dreaming. Apollo's backed up everything he said with facts. If you're so sure he's making it up, give us another reason. Why was Dr. Maractus pulling the stand through the park? Who knows? But there's one gaping hole in your logic. I think Mr. Gavin knows whereof I speak. Where of what? I can't believe you're still trying to deny this. Is this true, Prosecutor Gavin? Must I always be the one to point out Herr Forehead's errors? Ugh, maybe there really is something. I believe the Fraulein speaks of Herr Doctor's car. His car? That's right, the Maractus Clinic has that big garage. In which sat a green sports car, was it? Why would he steal the stand in the first place? If he wanted to carry a body, he would have used his car. Ugh. And so we find our victim without probable cause to steal that stand, and our defense without a case. Well, wasn't the car already parked by then? I have an idea. You know that green car? I bet it wouldn't run. It was broken. What an excellent counter-argument, Fraulein. Too bad you're quite wrong. Eh? Don't tell me you've forgotten what happened to your daddy. Daddy? That's right. That night, the car that hit Mr. Wright was that green sports car. Oh yes, I had nearly forgotten about it. I think I'm unclear on the timeline. Afterward, he drove back into the garage and ran fine. That's right. So why didn't he use his beloved sports car, Ugh. A glaring contradiction, to be sure. More glaring than your forehead. No! No! Not my forehead. Order, order, order. Well, Mr. Justice, why didn't Dr. Maractus use his car to carry the body? That grown of surrender I hear? Why did he become British? Sorry. Some advice. Now's a good time to review all you know. Everything you've learned over the last 2 days. This is fascinating. I'm getting curious about Gavin. I'm curious if the elder Gavin is more related than we think in this, and he's sort of the real antagonist. We'll find out, I guess. Mr. Justice, this contradiction casts a doubt on your entire case. This is truly your last chance. The defense will explain to us what happened that night. What the... Do we know... Oh my god. Watch stop at 9:30, right? I don't know if that helps at all. Because Maractus was found holding the stand at the scene, right? I don't think it's plausible that Maractus didn't pull the stand. The car didn't run. The panties! I have an idea. It's all... Oh yeah. It's all coming together. We do need to get a soundboard. It could be fun.
It's all coming together.
That was too quiet, but you understand. You understand. That night, Dr. Maractus couldn't use his car. I've been paying attention. Discord soundboard true. I have a couple Discord soundboard, but I know I have not on. I don't know if I have on the stream server. I had elsewhere implemented a Donkey Kong 64 OK and the Thwomp noise and the Among Us noise. Huh. Now you're making less sense than usual. Not according to my information, Miss Tiara. Put one and one together, and that explains it simple. If it's so simple, perhaps you can show us some evidence, show us proof why the car wouldn't run that night. It was the panties. Let's see now. Panties again? This is really the case in a nutshell. All sorts of things come out of my panties. Even the truth. Another crime was committed that night of the murder. The theft of these panties. This latest in a string of similar thefts, actually. But that night, the snatcher was caught in the act. Oh, here, I'll write the soundboard down. It's on my notes here. Soundboard. Got a now I and all coming together. That night, the snatcher was caught in the act. A brave young girl chased the thief until he hid in the Maractus Clinic garage. What? The snatcher hid the panties there before running. Perhaps someone in this court remembers where he hid them? Why, weren't they found in the car's exhaust pipe? Exactly. By the way, I learned something yesterday. A very important piece of information. And I learned it from you, Prosecutor Gavin. So you were investigating, and I was on my way home on my hog with the ghost. Your hog? My motorcycle won't start. A clogged exhaust pipe. Too bad. It looks like such a nice bike, too. My, how interesting. I'm getting curious if Gavin, like, intentionally told Apollo that? To give him a hint, basically? Until the doctor was struggling, the panty snatcher snuck into the Maractus garage from that time until the time when we found these. That car wouldn't start. What? That's why Dr. Maractus had to use the noodle stand. It was the next closest thing he could think of. Well, Ms. Tiala? Oh, I promise you that it's quite based, Your Honor. So it does. She cooked? Where am I? So dark, can't see. Cramped. The pain, my throat's burning. What's your problem? You, Doc, I know what you did. Walkie? You lied to me, so you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna give you a taste of your medicine, man. Wait, let me explain. Fine. I'll give you your lost request. Listen, you're being tricked, but not how you think. It's not just me. No. He'll ruin everything. I have to stop him. Aha. Seize us at once, you two. He was not confident. Funny. This isn't the way it was supposed to turn out. Oh well. Too bad. There's still one mystery. How did you manage to disappear from that stand? In the silence after the shot, I heard the witness running. I believe we heard as much from Wesley Stickler. He went to use a public phone to inform the police. Which is when I made my escape. Which is when you left that slipper print. Dr. Miraxis didn't bother to take my slippers off. I threw them out after I stepped in the paint, though. That was your mistake. No, your big mistake was coming to you for help, Mr. Justice. Eh? I believed in you. You and your anything agency. I didn't even get Walkie declared guilty, it was you. Man. Man. I believe we reached a conclusion of sorts. Prosecutor Gavin, how is Mr. Lita Tiala doing? She's confessed to everything. We're processing her arrest now. Prosecutor Gavin sure seems calm for somebody who just lost. I think he already knew. He'd figured out she was the killer a while ago. Interesting. He lost, but I didn't exactly win either. What's the matter, her forehead? Looks like it's time to announce a verdict. Not guilty. Let's go! Thank you, Gumshoe. Thank you, Gumshoe. Gumshoe distributes the confetti for those who are unaware. That is canon, by the way. Court is adjourned. Canon Gumshoe event. 4:12 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. Great job, Apollo. You did it. Yeah, we did somehow. Walkie's off the hook. Free to become the gangster he's always wanted to be. And he has you to thank. Hey, attorney man! You're gonna pay for what you did to my Alita, Holmes. Or to blame, I guess. You give my Alita back. Stupid pointy-head attorney with a death wish. Enough, Walkie. Mr. Kataki. It's high time you opened your eyes, Walkie. What do you know, old man? I think it's about time you opened yours. Give it a life trying to become some kind of businessman. Don't talk about what you don't understand, Walkie. I'm afraid the guard's gonna throw them both out. If not in jail, wouldn't that be a happy ending? Hey, maybe we can help them out. We know why Mr. Kataki needs to make so much money. Maybe we should tell Walkie? Oh, Walkie, Apollo has something to tell you. Huh? I do? You put me on the spot. What's that? Show me the reason why, Apollo. Wait, what? Why is Mr. Kataki trying to help businessman? Oh, is he trying to get money to hire, like, the best surgeon in the world for the surgery? Is that what's up? I don't think I connected that yet. That makes the most sense here, though.
Take that!
Think about it, Walkie. Think about your condition. I talked with your mother, Little Plum, yesterday. It pays. We need a lot of money right now. Clean money, that is. Which doesn't mean you aren't really... Are you? I searched the globe, and I found one. A doctor can take that bullet out of you, Walkie. But it's an expensive procedure. Man, but you got plenty of money already, don't you? I won't use it. It was the gangster life that did this to you, Walkie. I want to help you, and I want to do it clean. Whoa! Whoa! Please understand, Walkie. Wait. Dad. Man, I see how it is, old man. Always looking out for Walkie? Listen good, old man. One day, I'm gonna take you out. Then we'll see who's the OG. You try to hide in your business suit, I'll find you. Stupid old geezer. My Walkie. Nah, as sad as should be. Mr. Kataki, I'd liked him more without the puppy dog eyes. I'm glad to have met you. I'm not so good with words. But I know a professional job when I see one. Thank you. Ooh, me? I don't think. Someday, I'll bake you one of our latest. The Kentucky lime pie. Opening a pie shop? So long. Good old Big Wins Kentucky. And he was gone. Well, let's head back, Apollo. To the Right Anything Agency. He says, much I work at your agency. Oh, we make a good team. I'll just stand there. Let's get going. Huh? Well, why not? She'd help me out. Yeah, there's a few questions I still need the answers. Like this power of mine she showed me. And my bracelet. Yeah, we need to figure that out. If anyone can help me figure it out, it's her. No, it's the Faye family. Though I can't say I care for much for what her father has become. Oh, that's right. We have to go someplace first. Huh? Where? Why to claim my reward, Mr. Eldoon? Ah, salty noodles, right. He's got to stand back already. Well, after that, you can come see my show. A special appearance by the amazing Mr. Hat. Okay, so after he folds out, he grabs the hat on his way over to do the hat flip. Oh, it's special, all right. Please, anything but him. And oh, I was hoping we get the Mr. Hat sequence. Hell yes, turnabout corner complete. Let's go, GG's. I think that went pretty well on the whole. We did have a little bit of the noun verb problem, and we did end up with a little bit of a some confusion, but we got it done. We got it done in 3 days, which is huge because now we're set because I'm about to go on vacation. So I'm so excited to do more. This has been wonderful so far. I don't know, it's as good as the original trilogy, but the original trilogy is really good. Yeah, I feel good, Hydra. I think I felt like I was tapped into the case, so feeling good. I'm excited to see what's up next too. Because yeah, we also have 2 more games after this, so looking forward to that. I just realized she looks a little bit like the Ghost Trick character. We'll see though. Is Clown Girl in this trilogy? Oh, the museum. Cool. Is that coincidence? We'll find out, I guess. We have time. But anyway. Yeah, the Ghost Trick part. Yeah. I figured. I seemed intentional. I was like, where do I know her from? I was like, oh, the other Shoot Takumi game. So, very excited to do more. Been a blast so far. For those of you on the stream, hold up, we have more to talk about. For those of you on YouTube, though, thank you so much for being here. Hopefully, I will see you all in the next ones. I'll play those over there for more Ace Attorney. Links to the channels now, or over there, up the corners, whatever. Corners, check those out for more of that, and the links down below to the stream and Discord. Join the Discord. It's the place to be for updates, the schedule, posting, hanging out, all kinds of stuff. Come by the Discord. It's the place to be. The stream runs Sunday through Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Twitch.tv/SL_TV. Hopefully we'll see you soon. Until next time. Peace. All right, gamers. Thank you so much for being here. It has been an absolute pleasure to have you along this evening. And thanks to you for joining us on YouTube, too. Those of you who have popped in on YouTube, thank you for being here. I am Essel, and I'll be back. So unfortunately, it's going to be about a week. I know that's very rare for me, but it'll be about a week, so I'll be back next Tuesday at the latest. There's a non-zero chance I can figure out a way to do a stream, but it's low odds, to be honest with you. It's gonna be low odds. So I think very low odds, in fact. It'll be a big bonus if it happens. So I would say expect instead a potential in the future video footage reel from the convention. If I can do some impromptu editing, we'll see how that goes. Otherwise, that's what we got for now. I think the stream from the convention floor is going to be a little ambitious for right now. Just the setup is much harder. Recording, very simple. I did acquire a gimbal for this purpose and for other stuff that I might do for myself or for the stream in the future. So recording setup should be pretty all right for recording at the convention, but it's going to be a little awkward in terms of the streaming from phone setup, I think. We'll see, though. We'll see. Stay tuned. Otherwise, yeah, I'm not going to be at home, so I will not really have streaming access. We'll see, basically, but odds are very low that I do anything. So stay tuned. Thanks for being here, folks. In the meantime, I'm Essel. Hopefully you've all enjoyed this evening. I've had a blast. When we come back, we'll get right back on schedule. It'll be more normal after this for a bit, I promise. 3R will not start immediately, in part because I do kind of want to fix the audio before we do it. That should be doable. I'm planning to get some film or something to see if that helps the echo. The echo is bothering me. We'll see. I'm going to check it out how the audio looks. That should be a quick fix, hopefully. There's the echo in the room, right? And just because, like, I don't want to be overly precious with it, but, like, Persona's done well on the channel historically. I want the videos to look good. The green screen stuff seems relatively fine for now. I'm not too worried about that, but the audio can be a big turnoff. So if we can get a little bit of that echo dampened, I think I'll feel a lot happier. Stay tuned. But I'm not going to delay very long, so if I can't figure it out quickly, we'll abandon ship and just forge ahead. But I'm not going to be ready Tuesday anyway. So it's possible we do Wednesday, but it's also like we just punt and go till the next week, basically, instead, and we do the 26th as our first day of 3R, and we could either try to squeeze in another case before then, or because we'll have 3 days, we could do another case between those 3 days and maybe Sunday as spillover. Or we could just chill and do some rando stuff or things like that next week. So stay tuned for more. And So, and also I know we've had talk about other projects. I know we've talked about Alan Wake's American Nightmare has been requested a few times recently. We have some stuff in the wings if we want to do something else before Reload, but I do want to get to Reload sooner than later. And very much looking forward to that. So stay tuned. I'm also going to start shopping for video cards for future purposes, including, you know, Alan Wake 2 eventually. I can't even run it right now. So that could be PS5 as well, we'll see. Much to figure out, but that's the plan. Stay tuned for a post-convention Katamari, because we have a Katamari ode to us for virtue of, because of the SMRPG. So the plan was, per our last Katamari check-in, which I kind of forgot about, well, whenever we finish a game, do a Katamari. So we have finished SMRPG, Katamari time. So we'll do that instead of a content kitchen probably, or as half of a content kitchen or something like that. So stay tuned for that. That could be Wednesday when we get back. We'll figure it out. Stay tuned. Anyway, so again, sorry for being gone so long. I'll keep involved in Discord, so don't worry about that. I won't disappear. If you want to see ESO content, go to Discord. I'll be posting in there. If I find any fun curiosities, I'll be posting them, of course, on the Twitter. One quick thing before I go. Is anybody on Blue Sky yet? It's now available to the public officially. So, are the people liking Blue Sky? I am not on there yet, but I could be tonight, basically. So, if y'all think it's more, I mean, obviously Twitter is in a rough state. I haven't been posting a lot on there. I don't think Twitter's unusable for our purposes. It is broadly unusable right now for several reasons, I think. But for our purposes, it's not that bad. I think for smaller communities, basically, it's not terrible still. Not a lot has changed for smaller communities on Twitter. So, like smaller Twitch streamer community on Twitter survives, basically. From what I've seen, at least. But open to trying new things, of course, as always. So if y'all like Blue Sky, I'm definitely down to hop on there. Another place to be posting. Like I said recently, I'm attempting to amp up our posting rates, so stay tuned for posting. And I may hit y'all with a SL account on Blue Sky as well. Between now and then, though, folks, I'm SL. I'll be back again on the 20th. Mark your calendars, unless I perish at the convention, in which case, yeah. I am using the Twitch and YouTube scheduling features now, by the way, so you'll be able to see that on the sites themselves, as well as I'll post in Discord right now. So, thank you all so much. It's been a pleasure. Hopefully I'll see you all soon. Until next time, enjoy your